Andrew Arthur is a former immigration judge and resident fellow at the Center for Immigration Studies. He joins us tonight. Mr. Arthur, thanks very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Tucker.
Just to take out of circulation Mayor Buttigieg's accusation right off the top, he's claiming that the president, for all his faults, is pushing for more illegal aliens to come into this country. Does that seem likely to you?
That's completely contrary to everything that the Trump administration has done in recent weeks. The president threatened a 5% tariff going up to 25% against Mexico in order to get Mexico to actually defend its southern border. And we're seeing unprecedented cooperation out of a government that, quite frankly, is hostile to any idea of stopping migration through Mexico to the United States. The president has actually made the president of Mexico, Lopez Obrador, step down his rhetoric and put troops on the border to actually stop those individuals. We see in the Guatemalan government begging for American help and actually accepting CBP officers to come and help them defend their borders. The president is asking other countries to do what Congress should be doing, but Congress is not acting because the Democrats in Congress don't want to. Mr. Buttigieg is just simply deflecting the responsibility from the Democratic Party to the president.
But I mean, even by the standards of the Democratic field, that's a lie that's so ambitious, it kind of, I don't know, you've got to kind of stand back in awe and respect to say something that absurd. But when African migrants are coming across the border from Mexico by the hundreds just in the past couple of weeks, is there a clearer sign you've seen that the system really is collapsing?
That is probably the clearest sign that the system is collapsing, because those individuals are paying tens of thousands of dollars because they know that they are going to get into the United States and they're going to be able to remain here permanently once they get here. And the trip, which many of them make, goes through Ecuador, Colombia, up through Central America. Each one of these countries is an asylum-granting country. If they were actually in fear of their lives, they would apply for asylum in any of those countries, but they're not, because their ultimate goal is to come to the United States and live and work here permanently. And this is something that I saw when I was an immigration judge with Somalis. It's just simply become a new group of nationals from Central Africa now who have heard about how open the American borders are and who want to come and exploit them.
The population growth in that part of the world, particularly on the continent of Africa, suggests that, I mean, this flood could become a torrent. No?
Absolutely. And there's, without the support of our southern neighbors, in the absence of support from the United States Congress, we truly would just be overwhelmed with individuals, from poor countries who have literally sold everything that they had to make the journey to the United States. In fact, I think the New York Times reported one woman said she didn't have $1 to her name by the time that she arrived in the United States. Yeah. But they do it because they know that they're going to come here. And, when looking at a U.S. wage every day, it's a smart economic decision to make. Till Congress acts, it's just going to continue.
Right. I would do the same. I don't judge them. I judge our leaders. It's going to overwhelm our country and change it completely and forever. And our viewers should know that. Andrew, thanks very much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Tucker.